At that point in time, I was like, am I stupid?
Am I going to choose lifestyle? Am I going to choose love? Like, what you should be choosing is love.
Like, people are running from Nigeria to go live in the UK and I'm running to Nigeria. I'm actually ready for marriage and I want to find someone serious.
Like, I wanted to get out of that restaurant so quickly to be like, Monica, that's your husband.
It's harder and like easier at the same time. Because like it's all on me to get the production on point. I enjoy clothes. I like making my own clothes. I want to wear matching clothes with Tay. Disclaimer.
Yeah, go on.
Being a boss babe is not by force. Living soft is nice. I haven't recovered. Should I do a story time? I'm at home one day and my staff calls me like there's police at the shop. The biggest blessing is having my own family and not having to worry about what I didn't receive because I can put it all into what I'm now creating.
What part of it makes you the most emotional?
I think not having my mum and then being able to be the mum that I didn't have for her.
If you can't launch, you can't go. If you can't launch, you can't go. If you ain't with me, you can't go. I am no longer willing to stay on the shoreline to keep you company. I'm going to lose.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Wunmi Bello show. How are we feeling about this? Hello. Okay, if you heard that, you know that we've got a little guest in the building, and I don't know if you can we see her right now? Is she on camera right now? So we've got a little guest in the building. We've got a double guest in the building today. We've got my girl, Monica, also known as Mon London, the OG, the boss babe, the fashionista, okay, the brand creator, successful brand creator at that, who has done so much from relocating, finding the love of her life, building brands, emphasis on successful brands at that. So a lot has happened in Monica's life, like a few years ago, we had a conversation.
Our first interview was maybe about 3 years ago. Yeah. And so much has happened since then, and you've really transitioned. So there's a lot to unpack today. So make sure you keep it here because we're about to get real deep. It's about to get real. I'm gonna get serious. And we've got her daughter here. We've got Taylor. Say hi. Say
Taylor,
hi.
look into that camera. Say hi, baby.
Say hi.
No, Taylor's not in the mood for anybody today. She's
They said
here,
not right now. I'm tired.
Yeah, Taylor's a diva.
Taylor is.
Taylor's a real diva, and she's matching with mum today.
Yeah, I had to put us in matching clothes. I'm so glad God gave me a girl. Yeah. I am just taking full advantage of it.
But you're like a proper girl mum, though.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if in the beginning, like if you'd asked me, like, am I gonna have a son or daughter? I'm like, yeah, no.
I feel like you said. First. I feel like you said I was gonna have.
I've said a lot. Okay, I've said a lot. But before we even get into all that, I want to play a game with you. A game that we usually play called This or That. Okay. Which is, you get the gist, a little this or that. Okay. So cool. This one is for you. London Tube or Lagos traffic?
Oh, no. You can't say it because it depends when.
Okay, but which one? We can't even go
which
that
one's
route. You
worse?
have to pick. Which one can you suffer through? Which one works for you? Which one are you like, I'm not doing that?
I'm going to say Lagos traffic because I had a nightmare yesterday.
Wait, honestly, you're saying Lagos traffic is better?
Yes.
Oh.
Let me tell you why. No, I tried to get the train just yesterday with Tay.
Yeah.
I was like, it'd be nice to get a train and let her see the views. And I was like, let me just experiment. So it's not accessible. There was no way down the stairs. Like, disabled people would probably, like, it's crazy. When I tried to take the buggy off the train, the wheels went down between the gap. Like, people came screaming and running to come and help me out of the gap. I'm not even joking. Just like the day before yesterday. And then we also couldn't get back up the stairs at Blackheath. I had to get help. I had to get help to carry her and I pushed her up the stairs. So I'm going to say traffic.
Really?
I'm going to say traffic.
I'm sorry. I haven't, to be fair, I don't feel like I've had a full Nigeria traffic experience enough to kind of agree or disagree with
traffic, you'll sleep, you'll wake up.
But it's just so long. Okay, I'm going to ask you the next one. Girl boss or wife?
Oh, don't do that. No, because, like, say I had to give up one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, literally, which one are you giving up?
Well, it's obvious. The girl, like, unfortunately, I wouldn't, but the girl boss stuff.
We're going to get into that more.
Oh, my God.
Planning a wedding or planning your daughter's first birthday?
As in, which one's better?
Which one's better? Which one do you prefer? Which one was the best experience? I mean, obviously, the wedding's we're not all the way done with the wedding, but
I'm still so very far. Which one's better?
Yeah. Maybe which one's
Hers was
which one's
easier.
the easiest?
Hers was easier.
Yeah.
You can't even compare it.
Really?
I planned that myself, her birthday.
Wow.
That wasn't hard.
I wish I was there.
I know. I really want to do
It
that.
looks really nice.
I really want to do
I feel
that.
like you need to redo. So Monica's going to get married again. Well, not again, but you're going to get married. There's so much to unpack because you're going to get married officially. Do we want to call it officially?
Like the white wedding.
The white wedding.
The grand stuff, yeah.
Yeah, in December. So I feel like you need to give us like a Tay's birthday redo. There's a lot of redoing that like we all need.
I should redo.
You need to redo for us
and
babes
add
who
more
missed
costs.
it. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. So just a little disclaimer, I'm going to have my phone on me today. I don't have my iPad, so if you're thinking, why is this babe holding her phone? You don't usually do this, women's. We don't have an iPad today. We have a phone, so we're just all going to have to manage it. We're going to make it work. But anyway, back to you, Mon. So I want to go back to kind of where you're at, like right now. How would you describe this current phase in life? Like take me through where we're at right now.
A lot.
Yeah.
Currently, I'm in the thick. I feel like I'm in the thick of life. Like I'm at the. And I call it the peak. I wouldn't call it the peak because I still feel like there's a lot to achieve and there's a lot more events coming up. But I feel like I'm in the thick of it all. I'm in the thick of like wedding planning, the thick of like relocating. I have a fresh 1-year-old. Like I have a fresh marriage. Everything is just fresh. I feel like I'm in the thick of life.
How are you adjusting to? We're gonna get into it way more, but like just on a brief one, like how are you adjusting to it all? Especially, I think even adjusting to Nige. Like I think you've literally changed your whole world.
Yes. So Nige, I'd say, was a huge adjustment.
Yeah.
Oh my days. I first went back when I was pregnant.
Yeah.
And that was like
I remember.
so terrible.
Yeah.
I think I was on the phone to you every day, like miserable, like how have I left my life?
What am I
to
gonna
be
do?
here? What am I gonna do?
How
I
is
have
this
no
gonna
friends.
work?
How am I gonna influence? How am I gonna run my business? I'm gonna have to close all my business. I had so many dilemmas.
Yeah.
And I think obviously hormones. I was pregnant. I didn't have friends at the time, actually. I think the only person that was coming to see me at the time was Adeline.
Yeah.
So at that point in time, I was like, am I stupid? Like people are running from Nigeria to go live in the UK and I'm running to Nigeria. But obviously now, like I'm in a completely different space.
Yeah. It's been like a whole 360 for you.
Yeah. 180.
180.
Yeah.
No, for real, 180 for real.
No, it's been a full 180. I feel like now I'm not, like I was stuck in the house.
Yeah.
Like pregnant, no friends, no social life, nothing. So when I came back to London, got to see your faces again. I always call you when I'm having a hard time and you'll give me like a pep talk, like, no, you're that
You've
girl.
got to do this.
You can do this. You've done this before, you've done that
No,
before.
for
This
real.
is nothing. So when I went back, I had like, I felt refreshed.
Yeah. I think that was always my thing with you. Like when we were first talking about you relocating and just like all the various changes that were going to happen, if there was like one person in my life that I felt like would be able to handle that level of relocating, it would be you.
Wow.
It would be you. But for like I said, there's hella things I want to unpack, right? But just even on a one-off though, if you were speaking to anyone who's like London raised or London born, who's done or who is doing the transition that you're doing, what would be like the one advice you'll give them from moving from London to relocating to Nigeria? It's not a joke. It's not a small move.
I'd literally say mentally prepare yourself for disappointment, for chaos, and then for blessings. You'll get peaks and troughs of everything. Like it's not easy, but you know, you can do it.
It's not easy.
It can be done.
You know me. You know I love a good origin story. You know I love a good like, how did we get here? What happened? And you know what? I love this one. You know why I'm so excited for our conversation?
I know why.
Because I was like, I had front row view at like how Monica's life literally went from A to B. Like I had front row view. So I want to take us back to Nigeria, right? I'm going to set the scene for you. Oh my God, I forgot to save the video on my phone. It's somewhere. I'm gonna find it. Basically, I'm gonna let you tell the story, but I want to go back to how you actually met Chuka.
Okay. So that's
your
easy.
mans.
So all my friends,
Yeah.
They all went to like Coventry, Leicester, all those kind of Midlands universities, and I think they met like, you know, what do you call it when the kids have come from like another country and
You're asking
to
the wrong
study
person.
when they come to study from another country.
International student.
Yes.
Yeah.
So his friends were the international students.
Yeah.
So I think they'd invite them to like Nigeria, and eventually my friends started going to Nigeria like way before me, like 2004, from like uni days.
Yeah.
They'd go and they'd come back having like all these stories that they had mad fun and they did this and then they went here and then they went to this club and that club.
Yeah.
And I'd be listening to these stories like, damn, like maybe I need to go.
Yeah.
So eventually one of my friends was just like, no, just come. So we started hanging out with the international kids in their territory.
Yeah.
So they're taking us everywhere. So we'd always go to the beach. I remember my husband, like, he did like a beach party. So we
Sorry, you even saying your husband, I don't know when I'm going to get used to it.
Oh my God.
I'm like my husband. Anyway, carry on.
No, so we'd just go out a lot.
Yeah.
And then at the time we were just friends. I remember he slid in my DMs. So I was just thinking, let's see.
Yeah.
I don't really know what's going on here. Let me see. So eventually, I think I ended up on his friend's page.
Yeah.
So we'd known each other, we'd seen each other, we'd hang out. So we'd known each other for years. But then I'd seen a picture of him and I was like, damn, this is kind of cute. He kind of fine. Your daddy kind of cute, girl. So I was like, you know what, let me respond to this DM now. And then I did so, and then I messaged his friend. I was like, you know what, tell him to hit me up. Because he'd asked my friend about me and just like here and there. So we were just talking. And then I think the first time we met is actually, was it in Lagos?
Dinner.
It was our dinner.
It was our dinner.
It was our dinner.
It was our dinner. So we went to Nige.
Yeah.
Was it the lockdown Nige?
Yeah.
Went? Was
no,
it that
before
period?
lockdown.
No,
it was like lockdown.
It was lockdown.
It was lockdown.
Nige.
Shiro.
Yeah. So we went to Nige, right? And we go to dinner. Me and Monica just went out to dinner. I didn't even know what was going on. Just us two. We had a great time at this Nigerian restaurant. It was really nice. And it was like nearly... Wait, what? You were going to...
No, remember, he wasn't supposed to come.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I didn't even know anyone was coming.
He wasn't coming.
It was like towards the end of the night, right? Towards the end of the night, she was like, oh, my friend's coming. And I'm like, Monica has hella friends. Like, okay, cool. Like, somebody's going to come. This man walks in. I'm like, ooh, okay, hello, guy. Like, come in, pull up. He comes in, sits down, and I'm just like watching them engage with each other.
And
like,
he was so, remember how full on he was? He just came and squeezed himself at the end of the table.
Just doing his thing.
And started like ordering food. And then what even happened? I think he was just like flirting. And when we left, he was like, oh my God, you guys' energy. It's just, I can feel it. Like, oh my God, that's your husband, Monica. And I'm like, well, we don't even know this guy. What do you mean he's my husband? We don't know this man.
I can't even explain it to you. It was like, there was just like, no, Taya's like, take this thing off. I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
But
It's
basically, in the moment, there was like, I don't know if it was like the conversation that you guys were having, or there was just something about you guys.
What were we talking about?
I don't remember. All I remember is like, I wanted to get out of that restaurant so quickly to be like, Monica, that's your husband. Like, lock everything off. Like, that is your husband.
Yeah, so you said, I was like, girl, these Nigerian niggas, like, I don't know. Let's see. Like, so she was on it. I was like skeptical. I was like, calm down, girl, calm down. See, that was like the first time
you guys like fully met. But it wasn't, the interesting thing about you guys' journey was like, it wasn't an easy transition. Because even after you guys met, and even after, I think when you were in the dating periods, deciding that if we're going to get like really, really, really into it, deciding that you were going to be, why are you looking at me like that?
what did I do?
No, because basically the reason I wanted to bring this up is like, when you think about, hi mama, when you think about
talking about your daddy,
a lot of like, you know, women, like young women, like when we're dating, like you had many dating periods. Like you had your periods when you were dating leeches. You had your period when you were dating men who were mama had a period of dating leeches. You didn't know.
She's like, what?
You didn't know your mom. You had moments where you were dating like these kind of guys who were, because you've been a successful, like one thing about you is like you've been a hustler like from day one. So you had a lot of successful things that were like happening around you that a lot of guys were like really gravitated towards. And I think it was like at the time that you and Adeline got like really, really close is when you started changing up like your perspective around dating.
I feel like Adeline changed my perspective. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
Because she really shunned. She was really like, oh, this, like how, like ew, like no, like do you know who you are?
Yeah.
Like no, that's not possible. Whereas you're more like, oh, this person's nice. Oh,
yeah.
This person's nice. She was like, no, stay away from this, stay away from that. And I kind of was like, I was listening.
Yeah.
I was actually listening. She's like, no, you don't understand that this person is a good person because this person's prospects is like this person's on the straight and And I was like, you know what? It's true. Do you know what? I'm actually ready for marriage and I want to find someone serious. So I think that's why I was like, I'm actually going to take someone who's my own age, young and so on and so forth, serious. But obviously, it's Nigeria, and I've seen a lot of failed relationships and stuff and madness in Nigeria. So I was still skeptical.
Yeah.
Chewy, do you want me to get the iPad?
Okay. We're gonna get Tay her iPad. She wants her iPad. Here you go, Mama.
Yeah. Yes, there you go.
I swear to God, every time I see any of my friends with kids, the more I'm just
You be like, what?
oh, this is a serious job.
Sometimes I'm still like, bro, I'm a mom.
You're a mom!
A mom.
You're a mother.
A mom!
You're a mother.
A mom!
No,
Sorry.
But one thing I always love, or I always think about when it comes to your journey is, there was one conversation that we had, one phone call we had, where we were talking about, am I going to choose love? Am I going to choose the other side of life? And when you look at a lot of like young women nowadays, there's this like confusion or like this conflict where you're thinking like, am I going to choose lifestyle? Am I going to choose love? Like, am I going to go for the man who's going to buy me the Rolex, the this, the that, da 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 da? When you know that ultimately, like what you should be choosing is love. And I think you had a little bit of that kind of like period, deciding like what side of the world do I want to sit on. So I want you to double down on that for me.
So that's what's crazy. I do think that's a big issue.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, like everything is smoke and mirrors.
No, for real.
Like you can be there and someone will just like, oh, do you want this? Do you want that? Like very fast, very crazy, very. Got to the point where I was like, this doesn't even make sense. This is ridiculous. Like these people are crazy. They're mad. This man is sensible. Let's see what he has to offer. And look where we are now. There's nothing that anyone would have done for me that this man has not done for me, his child. Like there's nothing lifestyle wise that has changed. He's able to like look after me to like a high level where I'm like super appreciative.
Yeah.
Her too. There's nothing that we need or want for. And ultimately things will just get better. So I do think young women, I've said it before, should just like focus on the bigger picture and go for love. Like you can never go wrong going for love and respect, not just love, because there's people that love and they're in very toxic relationships because of the love. So like healthy love, someone that respects you, someone that cares about you, and someone that's generous. Someone that is generous, because there's people that are very tight and stingy, right? Yes, very stingy. Don't like stingy, yeah. No, okay, no. Yeah.
No, I hear that. How was that decision for you to make? Because I think if we're thinking back to that time, it wasn't like the easiest. It wasn't. I think no. Do you know what? No. Tell a lie. I remember saying to you, and I was like, Monica, you're such a lover girl. Like I don't even know what you're talking about. But what you were doing is like you were trying to almost like battle yourself, even though you knew exactly what side of the spectrum like you sit on.
Yeah, I think it was just too different. Like my age, like oh gosh, like But no, it was a very easy decision. Like, yeah, I thought he was hot as hell. I thought he was a fine ass man.
I think the beautiful thing about your journey, and I've said this 59 million times, is like the various transition. It feels like you've literally spent the last year and a half, 2 years literally going through from one transition, A, B, transition that people literally take like 30 or so years to do. You've done it in like literally 2 years, which is insanity, but I love it for you. So let's go through the first level of transition that I remember watching and thinking, bro, this is beautiful, but like wow, it's when you had to transition into being a part of like your husband's family. Obviously he's the youngest in the household, the youngest man in the household, which in my head, from like when I think about like a Nigerian culture, he's like the favorite child in the household, maybe a little bit.
In Nigerian culture?
Would you not think so? Like, as the youngest son?
In Nigerian culture, the oldest is always the fave.
I would say the youngest would be the favorite.
In the comments, I need people to
The youngest would be the favorite. Depends how many boys there are.
He's one of 4 boys.
Really?
Yeah, he might get a little bit.
I thought he would be like the one
He might get a little bit
left out.
Yeah.
Wow. How was that adjustment for you coming into such a, like, he has quite a big family. You're in Nigeria. Your family are over here in London. I think let's even talk about the point before you even moved to, because it wasn't an easy transition. So let's kind of like dive into that a little bit and talk about the change and how it's done like a full circle.
Okay, so I'd say in London, remember my mum's late.
Yeah.
So I was by myself a lot. I have a lot of siblings, but like a lot of half siblings, step siblings. They were a lot younger, and they're in like a different, like they've got a lot going on. They're very young. Yeah. They're all going through school and all these kind of like milestones. So I felt quite alone at times. I'd be in London, I'd have my friends, and like you guys would come and see me. But even like you'd come and check up on me a lot. Like, oh, how you doing? How's your mental health? So I really appreciate like that aspect of things like a lot. Like I feel like he really took me out of quite a lonely place. I know that sounds crazy because you wouldn't ever assume that, oh yeah, she looks lonely. No, but like that's why my social life was so important, because I liked being around my friends and going out to enjoy myself and stuff. And honestly, the biggest blessing is having my own family and not having to worry about what I didn't receive, because I can put it all into what I'm now creating. So I think that one's like really big. Like I can get really emotional, like even just like thinking about it. Yeah.
What part of it makes you the most emotional?
I think not having my mum and then being able to be the mum that I didn't have for her.
Yeah.
I know we're only a year in, but like.
No, but even the other day, Mon, like one thing I've been saying to you is like the level of patience that you have at like being a mum. Yeah. It is so beautiful to watch. Like
you have to. Children are so innocent, and like you watch them, like you created them, like you birthed them. Like I don't understand how people can maltreat their own children. Like it's just so bizarre to me. Like I don't know whether people are just forcing kids for the sake of having kids, but how do you like consciously have a child and not want to give your child everything and more? Yeah. So it's been really beautiful, and then just having like someone to do it with, that genuine love, and like, and now we're just putting all our love into someone else, and we're so like happy with this unit we've created that we're even talking about like, okay, so when's the next one gonna be, and and it's just beautiful. Yeah, I mean, like, why are you just smiling in my face like that?
Do you know what? It's really because yesterday before I went to bed, I was watching our interview back, and obviously that was like early on. In me like getting to know you properly, but hearing you and how like the kind of mother you've actually become, and the kind of and the way you like the way you look at Tay, the way you treat her, like I've just watched from the outside, like kind of looking in. I'm just like, it's just incredible, and I feel like a big part of it definitely does. Like we've had a lot of conversation, like just being in your life, just about like your relationship with your mum. I feel like a lot of that has to do with like how you naturally are with Tay. Like I don't think that level of I know what you're saying about it's your child. Like of course, like you're gonna have this undying love for her, but I think that the thing that makes it extra special for you is because you've been able to kind of see the kind of love that that made you the woman that you are today. You're able to bless her with that.
Yeah, and funny enough, my husband's mum is also late. So we have that to bond. We have that like very early we bonded on like certain things and like just the importance of family. And his family's like really tight knit. Like every Sunday we all meet and have dinner like without fail. Like we all like, it's really like nice to just like be welcomed into a family, have my own family, and it's very different. Nigeria is really about like community and stuff like that. Yeah. So even just like my nanny's like part of the family now. Like it's just it's a big like you said, if I had to choose between like the family versus the boss babe, I'm so sorry. The family would win like 100 times.
I love that.
Yeah.
Usually you always see people talk about, and the reason I bring this up is obviously being watching the journey. Like I know in the beginning stage it wasn't easy, right? Mm-hmm. But now it's like the most incredible experience for you, and you're like loving every part of it. But usually you find these conversations online where people are like, oh, if the family don't love you immediately, or like if the family don't like me, I'm out, like da da da. But I'm like, that kind of thing, especially watching, I feel like I've learned a lot watching how you've navigated things. Like these things, it takes time. It takes time to know people. It takes time to get people to know you and know your heart. So talk to me about that. Like, what advice would you even give to people who have that kind of mindset that, if the family don't love me immediately, if I'm not accepted in by the mother, by the da da da,
by the mother,
by the mum, by the dad, by the family in general, I'm out.
I think I even saw a tweet similar to this not too long ago, and I said something, but like I think what was the tweet? Something about the mother-in-law, and I was like, if she's like letting your mother-in-law live with you. I don't know if you saw that tweet.
Did you tweet it?
No, someone else tweeted it, and I said something like, oh, unless the mother-in-law's a witch, why would you not allow her to stay with you? Yeah. So on that topic, it really depends. It really depends. If like you're being treated maliciously, your husband just needs to stand up for you. No, he's the one that needs to make a decision. There's no way that your husband's family should affect you and your decision. I don't know if I'm making sense.
No, I get you.
Like, why does it matter? Obviously, it matters. Everybody wants to be accepted and loved, but like,
it's like your husband's duty, your
it's your
partner's
husband's
duty to ensure that you are smoothly
comfortable.
transitioned into the family. Yeah.
And you're happy. Like, otherwise, like, your husband should be saying, oh, well, worst comes to worst, we'll do this by ourselves. Do you know what I mean? So on that topic, like, if you want to lose the love of your life because the family doesn't like you, that's on you. But
that's a word.
Yeah,
I
think it depends on the husband.
Yeah, and how he and what you guys' relationship is about.
And what you guys' relationship is about.
Was it hard? Kind of. Obviously, you're Nigerian, but you guys are from different cultures. Like he's Igbo, right? He's Igbo, yeah.
I'm Igbo and Urobo.
How was it? Was there a bit of a difference in the culture? In transition into adapting to like his culture?
I'd say there's a difference because I'm British. So they just have very different, I wouldn't even say there's many differences, you know?
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're like the new generation of Nigerians are very more hip to it and more like...
they're about it.
They're really about it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Tay, did you find it hard? Adjusting to the culture?
Hey, did you find it hard adjusting to the culture?
No? Was it easy? Was it a smooth transition? Tay, as long as I'm fed, I'm good, man.
Tay's like she prefers the UK. There's soft
Does
play.
she actually?
There's soft play everywhere. There's no soft play in Nigeria.
But she seems like she's having a great time in Nigeria.
Where? What did you see her do?
Every time you snap this babe,
we're at home.
No, you're not at home.
When we snap,
no, you're
with Tay.
not.
Oh.
You're in the water thing. I always see
That's
you in some
in the
sort
UK.
of water.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
You're not.
Maybe I was caught in a lie. But it's not a kids play. It's like a general family beach thing.
Yeah. Let's actually talk about while little Miss Tay is here. Let's talk about being a mother. For you, what's been the most beautiful aspects about it for you?
What's the most beautiful part of motherhood?
Yeah.
Just the love. I've never received love like this. Like, this girl wants to sit, like, if she could, she would go back inside my uterus because she does not give me a second to breathe. Wow. So it can be frustrating, but like, imagine being loved that much by someone that you created. Like, everyone's like, oh, savor these moments because there'll be a point in times where you're not rocking her to sleep and she's not running to you and she's not just sitting in your lap. So I'm like, do you know what? No, it's right. No, they're right. Like, it's beautiful and I enjoy it so much. Like, even right now, I don't know what this is.
No, stop.
But one day I'll be like, oh,
I wish you were
still
jumping
off
the
chair and putting your head on me. It's just the reciprocated love.
Has it made you change the way you look at love? Like, not even just with your partner. Hey, Tay, splashing my drink. It's fine. It's okay, but just more so in terms of how you look at love in general, like even with friends, people. How has it changed your perception of love in general? Hello, Mama.
I've realised that love needs patience.
Yeah.
Like, if you really love someone, you can find the patience in you to negotiate on things.
Yeah.
You might get frustrated before because your friend maybe wasn't showing up when you need them to, but then like love. Hi.
Love is patience.
Love is patience.
Because you are literally omitting that every single aspect of it. What's been the challenging part of it for you?
Challenging. Sometimes you do just want your peace. Like, I went to the toilet today and I couldn't do so without like literally sitting her on my lap.
Wow.
So sometimes you do miss the privacy.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd rather be in this where I am now. But I miss the privacy sometimes and just having time and moments to yourself.
Now that you've got Miss Tay, have you guys started having a conversation about having more?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, ideally, I'd only want 2.
Okay, in total.
Because 2 is just fair, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I would. I want 1 to be honest, but
like 2, you can like do your best, give enough love, give enough attention. Provide enough. I feel like 2 is nice. 3 is also nice. 5, it's like, I feel like, how do I... But people do it. People do have 5 and every child is loved and every child is healthy. But I would assume that it gets harder.
Yeah, absolutely harder.
Yeah, sometimes I think about, oh, wow, the way that I give her everything and the amount of attention I give her.
But one thing you always say though, even today when we're talking about it, is that the ease that being in Nigeria has like brought into motherhood for you.
Yes.
Let's dive into that a little bit as you talk about the transition into moving to Nigeria.
So I often get asked the question, how do you find motherhood?
Yeah,
how do you find marriage? And the answer is always positive, but it's because I have to give credit to Nigeria. Nigeria just facilitates you with all you need to actually have like a thriving almost everything. I mean, let me be honest, if you're living a certain, how do you say that's not controversial?
Or certain,
I don't want to sound ignorant,
Yeah.
because most of Nigerians are living in poverty, but
Yeah.
like, you know, if you can afford to, you're able to get your nanny, your driver, your chef. All I have to worry about is her and my husband. I'm not having to spend hours in the kitchen. I'm not having to spend every single hour, even when I'm tired, with her, or stressed at my husband because I'm tired, because we have a living nanny.
Yeah.
Do you get? There's someone to cook, there's someone to drive me places if I need to go anywhere. So honestly, I have to give a lot of credit to Nigeria. So that's why I always tell people that, yes, I would rather actually Nigeria than UK for where I am in life now.
No, 100. I think one of the, and I loved it. I love it because you say that so much. Like even when we were on the phone, when we were talking the other day, one of your biggest thing is that like, we were talking about, like you were talking about the stresses of like being in London and the difference, especially now that you stayed in Nigeria for like a year, you've seen like the difference in terms of how much you're spending on a regularly, like, let's dive into that because it's so real.
Okay, so now that I'm back, now that I'm here, I'm like, how was I able to do this? How was I doing this as a single woman for so long, paying my rent, paying my bills, living? I was out every weekend, like paying for dinners and getting outfits every weekend. Like, it's crazy. You guys don't know how much you are spending every single week. I didn't know before, but now that I'm back, just a small time. But I will say, obviously, when I'm back, I treat it like a complete, like a vacation now. So I'm getting all the clothes I've missed out on. I'm going to all the restaurants I haven't been to. So I'm just going a bit crazy.
No, I mean, yes, that side of things. But like even the other day when we met and you had to get in a cab and like how much that was. I think you put it into, earlier today, I was having a conversation with everyone in the room just about like how expensive London is. Because I think your conversation with me that day really triggered me.
Really?
Bro, I've been thinking about getting rid of my car so much more than I've never thought about getting rid of my car before.
Honestly, now, that I don't have a car, I like, everything is on my husband as well. I'm not paying rent no more, all those expensive bills. I'm just like, how was I doing that? Because that's insane. Like, God bless the field that we're in, because it's crazy.
Yeah, like how are people handling
how
this
are people
level of stress?
And it's getting worse. Inflation is really real.
Do you remember on the day of your leaving due, when you have your leaving due, the biggest part of your speech was about like making friends in Nigeria? Like I know you, like you're social, like you love it, like you love your friends, you love having people over, you love people. So how was that transition for you, making new friends? Like even, was it hard making friends in Nigeria?
So luckily for me, my husband's friends all have wives that are like the same age. A lot of them like have come from like France, UK, or they're just super nice girls. So when I came back, Nigeria's just a wedding place. We were going to a lot of weddings and I was socializing and then we was doing lots of couple stuff because now they're all like married. So luckily, like I got there at a time where his friends are transitioning at the same time as he was. So I also met like his best friend and me and her have become very close. You're going to meet her at the wedding. She's also a bridesmaid.
Really? Hi.
Yeah, she's really sweet. So she was even the first person to start taking me out. And she's like a mum as well.
Yeah.
So that's my husband's best friend. And then I'd go out and then she'd introduce me to all her friends. She really helped me get my feet wet. And now I've even met girls from London. So I've got like a nice, diverse like friendship now. It took time. Like obviously, there was a point in time where I didn't have no friends. And I was miserable. I wasn't going anywhere. It was only when Chuka would do his date nights that I'd leave the house. But no, it's really changed. So that aspect of things I'd say now is surprisingly better than here, because here is just crazy.
But I think that just speaks truth to like the importance of like just having patience in every area of life. Like if you didn't endure like what you needed to kind of like endure in that period of like getting to know, you know, Chuka's best friend, and then like it's taken a year for you to like get to the point where like you're actually really able to enjoy it.
More
and,
than
like,
a year, right?
like it's taken time.
Because I was pregnant it's been like 2 years.
It's taken time, and usually in a circumstance like that, like I know me, even myself, like I can imagine myself being in a point where I'm like, oh, this isn't working. Like I want to, you know, people we're so quick to want to like give up on something without like seeing it through. And I love my thing with you is like you've really like you've stuck every single aspect of this whole journey through.
No, I had to soldier it through, girl. There was times I was like, what am I doing, child?
Like who's this for?
Like what's this for?
Yeah.
Like is it gonna pay? Like is it worth it? But 100% just stick to your guns.
Yeah.
When you know you want to do something, always go for it.
And you know what's beautiful though is that like I feel like Chuka makes this experience so much more like easier and like worthwhile for you because of the kind of love that you and bond you guys have created. It's like this really sweet like friendship more than anything. Like it's a friendship more before anything else.
Yes, I think that's where I'm happy that I was friends with him first.
Yeah.
Had lots of mutuals with him first.
Lol.
Yeah, lots of mutuals. Lol. We actually had like a fun, like nice, where I can tell him anything, he can listen to me, and he's able to like try and do things for me because he's a homebody.
Yeah.
All he likes to do is play his game, Call of Duty, FIFA. He's really good, by the way. But he does try and make sure that I'm happy, and I'm outside, out with friends, socializing, and he knows I haven't got any family apart from. I mean, I do. This is my family now, but you know. So he does consider that.
No, I love that. I always notice that we're in the beginning. Like, I actually want to talk about your business side of things because that's been another area that's been like really interesting. Watching
Huge
transition.
Struggle.
No, but even before the struggle, though, I think it's been like the fact that you've had to like even decide that you actually want to continue with business, because if we're being like, you don't have to, you don't have to, but like you chose that this is like this is your passion, this is your love, and it's been your love from the jump, which is something that we actually spoke about early on. So talk to me about even getting to the point of deciding like I don't have to choose this life of being I'm a boss lady, I'm gonna work hard, I'm gonna hustle,
disclaimer?
Yeah, go on.
Being a boss babe is not by force. Living soft is nice. But honestly, it's just, like you said, it's more of a passion thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'd say the hair stuff, there's nothing I could really do. Like once I was leaving that behind, there's nothing, it's a whole new, like I can't just go and reopen and restart everything. So that one is something that I've still parked. Yeah. I've not said let's forget it, but it's parked. Yeah. So second one was influencing. Mm-hmm. Influencing, like we said, if you have the right manager, so if you have the right manager and the right team, you'll still get your jobs in, you'll still get your brand deals. My demographic hasn't changed necessarily, so that's not been an issue. I think it's even big. I've been getting bigger brand deals and like good brands now that I have a child. I think it comes under like a different family and lifestyle. Yeah, family and lifestyle. So that's been fine. And then the clothing is the one that I just had to not 360, we said 180. Yeah. So I've gone from like designing and manufacturing in China to being like, okay, I have nothing to do here. I enjoy clothes. I like making my own clothes. I want to wear matching clothes with Tay. I can be more creative. I can make a design. If it doesn't slap, I can go into a next. It's not like a factory where you have like an MOQ and I have to make 1,000 of this, or I have to buy this much fabric. I'm kind of doing things at my own pace. For example, I can release this now. If it does well, I'll make more. If it doesn't, park it. So I've actually felt that this method is harder and like easier at the same time because like it's all on me to get the production on point. I'm not like, oh, you've messed this up and they're gonna like, do you know what I mean? It's all on me. You're watching. It's all in-house. So I'm watching and I have to be on point. So even me being here for 3 weeks, like, girl, Girl, we'll talk after this. But Nigeria is just a crazy place to run a business.
No, but even your shop the other day, was it like 2 weeks ago? Oh no,
yesterday.
I called. No. The time I called. Oh, there was a madness yesterday.
There was a madness yesterday.
But the madness I will never forget is the time you said, "Have I not told you the story what happens in my shop?" I said, "What happened to your shop?"
Oh my God, you're talking about the madness.
Her shop.
She's talking about a madness. I'm talking about daily hiccups, a mess up here. She's talking about a scammage. I've never done a story time on this. I haven't recovered. Should I do a story time?
No, I think you should.
But you know it's quite long. Okay, I'm going to try and tell the story as fast as possible.
Yeah, go on.
So basically...
I remember.
You remember, yeah. But I had a shop.
Yeah.
I got a shop from an agent.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, this shop is perfect. It's great. I paid all my money, my deposit, my year's rent and everything. And then I had basically set up, I'd paid to like renovate. I was all done, ready to go. And then, ciao. Guess what happened? I'm at home one day and my staff calls me like, there's police at the shop. I'm like, why is there police at the shop? Like, what do you mean there's police at the shop? She's like, they've said that we owe them rent. I'm like, you start playing games because I paid my rent for the year. So no, I'm ignoring. They're ringing me back like, ma, this is serious. Like someone is here. They're saying they want to take us to jail. So I'm like, nah, let me call Chuka, husband, and we need to go there. So he went with his police. And when we get there, we now find out that the shop we have rented was actually rented by the woman who sold it to us.
Crazy. From
some other man who now heard us like renovating, like knocking, and was like, what are you doing? And like, why are you breaking down my shop? And I'm like, we're not breaking down your shop. So we had to like speak to them separately and be like, trust me, like we didn't know, showed all the evidence that, you know, we got this property from this lady, so on and so forth. So it was a whole madness. I had spent all that money doing it all up. The woman ended up in jail, so I got a little bit of the money back. And then I had to quickly rush to the mall that I'm in now. So that's just like a really condensed version of the story, but it was insane. Wombs, you know, it was.
That is crazy.
It was a mad story. Like I was proper like torn up. Like I'm laughing now and I can tell the story now, but it was crazy.
But to even think that like you say a story like that, but you're still like Nigeria's worth it over like living in London, like.
I know, because what's the odds of that happening in London?
No, for real. But you still get like the comfortable lifestyle, the comfortable life.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Want,
so it's the boss bee stuff that's not by, that's what I said, the boss bee stuff is not by force. It comes with too much headache. Yeah. Like if you have your man, your husband, your child, and you're in Nige and you're living, like I won't be facing the issues that I'm facing because at home I'm comfortable. Yeah. It's not. But you need. But I think it speaks volumes though, because I think the beauty is that you're able to recognize that there's a part of you that still needs to be nurtured, that still needs to be like lived through in order for you to be completely happy. Because like the soft life and like, you know, having your daughter and like having the husband and all of that is amazing. But like that little bit, bus bay still needs to be. Yeah. It still needs to be like tugged on a little bit. Yeah. Okay, I want to go back just a little bit, just talking about like the idea of like, obviously when you move to a new country, like there's a lot of people that you need to like now relearn how to trust. Like you now need to learn how to trust your. Interesting. We've never actually spoken about this though. Like Chika having like a male bestie. A female bestie. Yeah, and like to a lot of people they'll be like, oh my god, you might have, but like that's such a organic, like a genuine relationship that doesn't have come with all the fluff that, you know, people kind of have in their mind. So it's like learning to trust people, learning to trust nannies, learning to trust new friends, learning to trust in general. So talk to me about like how that transitional process has been for you. So I'm someone that I feel requires trust.
Yeah, no, you do.
So I give trust.
Yeah.
You know how I've got male besties. Yeah. And like anybody that knows me knows that those are my friends. Yeah. Never anything weird. That's my bros. These are my brothers. And love them, die. That's family. My dad hangs out, like they hang out with my dad, they go see my dad, like very normal. So him having a female bestie, which he did have, was not an issue for me. And on top of that, she was married. Yeah. And I was introduced to her. He's got another female friend. He's only got like two. And like I've actually built a relationship with them and they're in relationships, so I didn't even have anything to worry about. Yeah. But so in that case, the trust was fine. And then in terms of like nannies and stuff, you really do need to like learn to trust them because they can be crazy. Yeah. I've had some crazy stories. I was in a group the other day, group chat. Yeah. And they sent a screenshot of like a message that has been sent out to all the mums in a certain area. And it was pictures of the woman in that person's clothes. No. And wigs. No. And jewelry. And it was like, don't, if you live in this area, be careful of this woman. She steals your stuff, takes pictures in them. That Nigeria's just crazy.
What? But you've got a really good relationship with your nanny, though. Like your nanny is like has a really good relationship with your daughter. Even.
She's an older woman. Yeah. I think I prefer that. She doesn't know what nice wigs are. She doesn't care for any nice wigs. She wants her all back braids and her twists That's what she wants. If you want to spoil her, buy her Milo. That's what she like. Milo and peak milk.
No, Milo.
Yeah, she doesn't know what jewelry is. She doesn't know what all these nice shiny things are.
Yeah.
Her kids are grown.
She's just here to do the job.
She's just there to do the job and then observe who you're hiring, what her interests are, and how she is.
Yeah, and what they're about.
What they're about.
We're now moving on to like the next. Well, what I'm excited for is December. Also, we're all going to be in Nigeria for your wedding, for your traditional wedding.
Yes.
Can I call it traditional wedding or white wedding? We're going to call it white wedding, yeah.
It is a white wedding.
Literally, we're going to be in Nigeria for your white wedding. Talk to me about like even the process of like bringing that to life and just what this next chapter, you've had like a whole, I think now it feels like you're coming to like a close of like the transition. Now it feels like,
I feel like very soon, like next year things will like stabilize.
Yeah.
And I'll be all right in my mental.
Yeah.
And I can just focus on what I need to focus on. Family, business, normal stuff. So this year, I've just known that, okay, I'm going to try and go hard at things, but this is my priority.
Yeah.
So once I get the wedding out of the way, I'm fine. So I've got a planner, a really good planner who's taken like bulk of the responsibility.
Amazing.
It's really just to like approve things and stuff like that. I've also got my husband's 30th. Yeah. My 30th.
Yeah, oh my God.
All in the last 3 months of the year. All in the last 3 months of the year. So this year's like insane. Wait, this might even come out after his birthday, you know.
When's Sugar's birthday? Like
on
November?
16th, of September.
16th of September? September? Oh no, this is going to be after his birthday for
It's
sure.
going to be after his birthday. So guys, I don't know. I may have vlogged it. But so I can't wait for things to go back to normal.
What are you most excited for in this as the biggest message here is that like having the patience to be able to like enjoy your journey like completely and be fully present in your journey, which you have been, like you've never really stepped out of it.
There were times where I was like, child, am I really doing this? Oh, this is long. Oh, like I'm gonna miss this. Oh, I'm losing out on this. There was a time, remember, I was like losing out financially and I was like, this isn't making sense for me. Like, but like you said, I don't really have to work. I'm looked after. Yeah. So it was like, okay, do you know what? For now, let me.
I don't know if the camera's like got her doing this.
Does the camera
but
have her
is she on camera? This babe, we were drinking a bottle of, what were we even drinking?
Apple juice.
Ah!
Say apple juice, girl. We were drinking apple juice.
Ah! No, but there's nothing in there. There's literally like nothing in there. She's trying her hardest. She's like, what?
Yeah, so this year, I think I was saying that I can't wait to go into just the piece of next year and focusing on what needs to be focused on.
I'm proud of you, Mon.
Thanks.
I feel like I want to say something. You don't hate me for saying it.
Oh my God.
But I feel like your mum is so proud of you. Like you're doing this so well.
Why
like,
would I hate you for saying that?
I don't know, because you're like, why are you getting emotional? But like, I just feel
annoyed
like
at you for getting emotional.
Yeah, no, because I just feel like you've really fought. Like it's not easy. Like it's not what you've done. It's not been easy.
That was one of the first things. Do you remember when we was in like Bali?
Yeah.
And we had like a really deep conversation, and you told me about your life.
Yeah.
And I told you about mine, and I was like, damn, this girl has layers to her.
Yeah.
Like, girl, you need an interview with someone else. You need an interview. Maybe we should switch roles.
No, for real.
But no, like, it's honestly seeing the journey through. I think you are also like poster child of what that looks like.
Yeah. Of like what endurance and
what endurance looks like.
I'm proud of us.
Yeah.
I'm excited. December's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be so good. Yay!
Okay, before we end, you know how we go? Well, usually we do Bello Box, but today we're not doing Bello Box because actually the Bello Box is actually drying.
It's outside.
It's actually drying outside. I've changed the color of it. It's changed a lot, but we have a new segment on the show called Hey Girlfriend, which I love, which is basically a moment where I do dilemma-based questions. And I ask you guys to send over some questions over. Hey girlfriend. So we are the girlfriend today, and you're just gonna answer some questions. So there's one question. I'm gonna pick one. I asked my Instagram stories to send over some, so we're gonna pick one. Hey Wunmi, hey girlfriend, hope you're okay. My dilemma is that I can't handle authority/dominance, etc. from men. Subconsciously, I take it as an alarming, dangerous, and extremely intimidating, whereas authority from women feels like a motherly and more familiar to me that I can take and adhere to. I'm 17 and soon turning 18. I feel as though the fear that I have towards men, in which presents with firmness and stubbornness, will hinder me in my adulting life, meeting new people and all that stuff. I think the main problem is that it's a trigger that gets to me whenever a man speaks to me in a certain way, trying to tell me what to do or asserting their dominance. I feel threatened. She's a great writer. I have a thing where I can't be spoken to in any rude manner, whether it's an attitude or tone that I don't like, or with firmness. Anytime I run with a problem, I'm always faced with that's life or grow up. I never said I wanted to be treated like a child, but why can't people just be nice? Am I too soft? Do I need to grow up, etc.? I don't know. Help. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, cool. That's her message.
I'd say it sounds. She said people. So this is
Yeah.
something that's happened to her a lot.
Yeah.
So I think she does have a slight amount of self-awareness because
A lot.
she's asking, is it me? Am I being too soft? One thing that I really find frustrating is people that can't not argue, but at least go back and forth, say their opinion, and allow me to do the same without being like
it being a disagreement or like an argument.
An argument.
Yeah.
So obviously, if someone is raising their voice and you're not, that's if somebody's raising their voice and you're not, then that's obviously an issue because why are you raising your voice?
Yeah.
So she needs to distinguish whether she's surrounding herself by aggressive people, aggressive men, or I don't know. We need to really meet this girl and see.
Yeah. I feel like before we can even answer this question, there's hella question we probably need to ask her in order for us to even come to like a conclusion. But what I will say is that I find that whenever I'm asking certain questions like, am I being too soft? Oh my gosh, mama, no, please, her ear. If there's a question of, am I being too soft, or am I being too soft, or am I the answer is usually yes. So I'm taking it. So my response right now is from the lens of like, maybe you are being a little bit too soft, and that sometimes
it's the people that got me.
What, like she's that
like this
what,
is
a lot of
happening
people
regularly. Are they all
yeah,
shouting at you?
but that's what I'm saying. That maybe maybe there's an element of it that you are being a little bit too soft, and I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. But if you want people to treat you a little bit differently, or you want a different experience from people, mama, or you want a different experience from people, then maybe it's time to put your foot down in a little bit of a different way, in a way that isn't necessary. Because I think sometimes people think putting your foot down means like you have to now be like aggressive or like combative or like this mean person. Putting your foot down can be very much in the same way you wrote in this message, very articulate, you know, very much like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. Like, let's start that again. Like, I want to be spoken to in this manner. If you're not speaking to me in this manner, then we're not having a conversation. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think you can take up that. I feel like you're well within your right to take up that kind of approach when responding to people, so that you can get treated in a way that suits you best. Yeah, or find yourself someone who, she said that it might affect her in the future. Oh. You can literally there are a lot of soft-spoken men who don't even like conflict. Oh my God, no, that's literally my man. And you guys can both not have no wala. Yeah. No, literally, like my partner, he's like the softest, like just like he's so gentle, and so like I love it so much. And one thing that he's learning, he's like putting into my spirit, is to be a little bit more gentle, because sometimes I can be a bit like, you know, just a little bit of it. I just have a lot of energy. Like I have mad energy, and
yeah, so even if she is soft, you
can find someone who will balance you out, someone who really compliments you, someone who is able to love your softness. Like, I don't think the advice isn't for us to necessarily tell you to change yourself or anything like that, because when you're thinking about being in a relationship with someone, you can definitely find someone who just like compliments you and like, which just works well with like, you know, how you are and who you are as a person. So let's do one more question. Okay, so question is, I met this boy last year and feelings developed throughout 3 of these months. I've traveled to his country a couple of times, and every time I visit him, I'm the one booking the hotel, the flight, and the tickets. That's not the issue, but the issue is that I want things to be serious. If I'm spending money on visiting him, we've had this talk, I think, 2 to 3 times, and we both like each other. But he says that it would never be more than what we are now, basically, a situationship. I don't know what this is, to be honest. We chat every day, and each time I start second guessing if this is what I want. I start ending our chat, but he starts with a conversation to continue to keep in touch with me. I haven't seen him in months, and he keeps asking me when I'm coming back again. I've told him I don't know. I'm going to his country in 2 months, and I don't know what I should do. I know we have to link up because we've become good friends as well. But I guess that will leave me to square one, I guess. girl, that is, the relationship is done. Like, leave, exit immediately, run.
He's
go home.
using you.
Run.
Don't give him any accessibility to you.
Run. Fast.
You're paying for the flights.
Paying for the hotel.
hotels,
Hello?
and he's still telling you it will be nothing more.
A situationship. Are we
So
okay?
you're a wallet.
No.
Don't be a wallet.
Babe. I'm even going to go look at her. Babe, I'm even sure you're a fine
Nobody
babe.
needs to be a wallet.
You're actually a fine babe.
There are
Come on.
plenty of people that will fly you to their country, pay for the hotel because they're toasting you.
For real.
Next, you'll be proposing to him.
For real. Like, on a real one, though, if a man is really, really, really into you like that, he will never put you into a
He would
situation that
never.
makes you feel like you're in a situationship. Like, no man who likes you like that is worth a situationship or will put you in a situationship. So let's end that one there. Run. And never come back. Okay. Mon, thank you so much for coming on and talking to me today.
We have really tried.
Girl, this has been, I've never had an episode where my girl has brought her
this
daughter
was
on.
so spontaneous. Look at my hair.
No, stop it. Your hair looks fine.
No, it's terrible.
Stop it. But Tay has been so good. I'm so proud of her and that we were able to actually do this. And I actually think this worked out. I'm really happy that we did this because initially, Mon didn't want Tay to be doing this with us. She was like, let's do it in December. And I was like, no.
Tay's gonna be crying. My hair's a mess. Like, this is just like so impromptu, but I'm glad we did it. I feel like we still had a time. Tay tried, and it was beautiful.
It was lovely. I love you.
Subscribe. I'll be doing the next interview. I'll be interviewing Wunmi in the next interview.
I'm freaking dead. Someone needs to.
Send your questions. Oh my God, could you imagine that? Me in the interview seats, interviewing her. That would be sick. Oi, guys, submit questions. Oh my God, we're doing it.
We should. I'm done.
We're doing it.
Bye, guys.